Hello friends, how are you? Now, standard 11, last unit of your syllabus, unit 14, environmental chemistry. And you know that just I wear this green, that means our environment must be green, not we can say that dirty or say not polluted. Okay, it's a green, fertile and well developed. And that's why just we start or switch on towards next our unit 14, environmental chemistry. Just listen very carefully. This environmental chemistry already learned in your lower standard, that particular this environmental chemistry related with or say interrelated with, we can say that social, economical, then we can say that chemical, physical, biological, okay, interrelationship. We learn this, okay, and that you already learned. And one definition of environmental chemistry, which is a very important, because do not omit this chapter, because this question asked in your NEET or say G examination at that time, which is the correct definition of environmental chemistry from the following. So this question is there. So just to see, environmental chemistry deals with the study of the origin, transport reactions, effects and facts of chemical species in the environment. Okay, you know that when you just awake or say wake up early in the morning, at a time, just if we observe certain things at a time, we can say that sunrise, that is a good for, we can say that photosynthesis process, and that is we you already know that from this photosynthesis process these green vegetables or say they take their foods. Okay, next thing, just inhalation, it's very important. Pure air is required, you know this one, pure air. Okay, this pure air is also one type of, we can say that major requirement in environment. Okay, if environment is not good, just you see in Delhi different types of we can say that toxic gases are just released. Okay, and that's why we can say that particular environment is spoiled, atmosphere is spoiled. Okay, that's it. So here it's an environmental chemistry deals with the study of origin, transport, reactions, effects and facts of chemical species in the environment. Okay, whatever the environment, different types of species are there that we have to learn here. So according to this unit, we have to learn first of all 14.1, that is environmental pollution. Then second one, atmospheric pollution. In this atmospheric pollution, they are classified in two ways. Okay, that you have to learn later on. And then okay, that is a big part. At that time we discuss. But this atmospheric pollution is also just we have to learn. Okay, in which you have to learn in a different way. Particulate, we can say that tropospheric pollution and particulate, that is particles is present. So particulate pollutions that we have to learn. Next one we have to learn in this particular chapter, that particular water pollution. In next we have to learn water pollution, and then we learn soil pollution, and then we learn remedy of particular, how we environment to stop, how we stop to, we can say that dirty or say just we fruitful results obtain, which steps we have to follow. At that time we can say that environment is just, we can say that it is a good for our human beings as well as plants and animals. Okay, so this we have to learn it here. And in particulate pollutions or pollutants also there, different types of pollutants is also there. So this environmental pollution, 14.1 topic now, environmental pollution. Environmental pollution itself indicate that the effect of undesirable changes, in our surroundings that have harmful effect on plants, animals and human beings. That means what? Suppose this environment is too much good and just we release certain gases, different types in a soils, we just put different types of dirts, just like we can say that pesticides and herbicides, just like DDT. Okay, so this DDT is considered as we can say that this pollutants. Okay, so here different it is a very harmful to human being. Remember, it is very harmful to animals also. It is useful for plants, but it is very harmful for animals as well as human beings. And that's why we can say that the effect of undesirable changes in our surroundings that have harmful effect on plants, animals and human beings. This is known as, or say this term is considered as environmental pollution. So the another definition of pollutant. Pollutant is a very simple. A substance which causes pollution. A substance which causes pollution. They are considered as pollutant. Okay. This pollutant is a three types. That is a solid, liquid and gaseous. If this solid, liquid and gaseous type is there, and you know that 10 to 15 times, just in book it is written that 12 to 15 times more air than food require fresh air. Okay, we require fresh air as compared to food. Okay, and that's why if our environmental is spoiled by just like substances, solid, liquid and gases. In solid, just we give example of DDT, heavy metals. Okay, and we can say that different types of here it is written that plastic materials. Yes, plastic materials also there. Okay, so this all considered as a solid pollutants. Liquid, you know that in water, just we drainage. In drainage, industrial pollutant, whatever the waste parts is there, just we have to enter in a different types of ponds and rivers. Okay, and that's why it becomes spoiled. Another is a gaseous. You know this one. Gaseous is a very simple. If you visit towards, we can say that I went to Baroda at that time in Nandesari. One at nearest to railway station, Deepak Nitrate. One company is there. Okay. And this type of many companies are there. They just release certain pollutant gases by the chimney. Okay, and that's why we can say different types of carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, nitric oxide. This type of just gas is released, and that's why this is considered as gaseous pollutant. Okay, so and this solid particles are there. Suppose DDT is there. Suppose we can say that plastics materials is there. Polythene bags is there. This type of just plastic materials, heavy metals just be buried in a soil, and that's why we can say that soil not become fertile. Okay, whatever the nutrients obtained from the soil, it is not obtained, and that's why we can say that soil pollution is also observed in environmental. We can say that in particular solid type of particles. So this we have to learn it here. So here 14.1 environmental pollution now complete. Now we switch on towards next, that is 14.2, and that is the atmospheric pollution. Take a screenshot of this. Okay, read it from your textbook and just remember this chapter is a very important, because human being just we have to exist, or say just we have to exist in on the earth. At that time it is a very important to know how this particular environment is spoiled. Okay, and just you draw attention towards this chapter, you read it. Okay, and just you remember all particular, we can say that words also. So this is all about, we can say, environmental pollutions. Now we switch on towards next particular topic, and that is nothing but atmospheric pollution. In this atmospheric pollution, you have to learn different types of layers which is present above side of the, we can say that, the earth. Okay, just to take a screenshot. Now we switch on towards atmospheric pollution. (14.2) Atmospheric pollution. This atmospheric pollution we learn here, but just to understand that earth, which is the surface, you know that earth is just a round shape, global, just like globe. Okay, in which sea level is there, and according to this sea level, above side of the region is considered as atmosphere, but up to 10 km sea level, up to 10 km it is considered as troposphere, and 10 to 50 km it is considered as stratosphere. So here certain word you have to remember. Then this is a very important for your MCQ examination also. So the atmosphere that surrounds the earth is not of the same thickness at all the heights. Remember this one. The atmosphere that surrounds the earth is not of the same thickness at all the heights. There are concentric layer of air or region, and each layer has different density. Each layer has different density because there are different types of composition or different types of gases present, and that's why we can say that density is different. Troposphere is a turbulent. Just to see, this troposphere is explained on the basis of this sea level is there. Sea level and above side of the sea level up to 10 km from the sea level, it is considered as troposphere, and which is the lowest region. Remember, which is the lowest region, and in which particular we can say that this troposphere is turbulent, dusty zone containing air, much water vapor and clouds. This is the region of strong air movement and cloud formation. So up to 10 km above just sea level, we can say that it is a troposphere, and this troposphere is turbulent. Turbulent, you know this one. Dusty zone, that is the particles, dust particles is present, containing air, much water vapor and clouds. This is the region of strong air movement and cloud formation, and in which human beings, just which particular thing lives. So here human beings with other organisms live. In troposphere, human beings with other organisms live. Just you see, in troposphere, you draw just like this way. So this is the earth, this is the sea level, and this is up to 10 km. Just you see, this area is considered as 10 km from the sea level. It is considered as troposphere, lowest region. Remember this, okay? Above side of the we can say that troposphere 10 and 50 km. Okay, 10 and 50 km. This region is considered as stratosphere. Remember this one, stratosphere. And this stratosphere contains dinitrogen, dioxygen, ozone and little water vapor. And that's why you know that from the sun ultraviolet radiation is emits. At that time this ultraviolet radiation is a very harmful to our, we can say that for the earth containing human beings, or say earth containing different types of animals as well as human beings. Okay, and that's why this ultraviolet radiation is protected by this ozone layer, which is present in a, we can say, stratosphere. And that you have to learn later on, don't bother. But here we have to learn now which type of pollution. Now in a, we can say that 14.2 containing atmospheric pollution, and in which we have to consider two types. One is a tropospheric pollution. Okay, in this tropospheric pollution we have to learn different types of, we can say that topics. Okay, in which we have to learn here according to gaseous air pollutants, and another is gaseous air pollutants, and another is particulate pollution. Okay, particulate pollution. So that we have to learn. Take a screenshot of this. Now we switch on towards next our topic, and that is nothing but 14.2.1 tropospheric pollution. Tropospheric pollution. Mainly we can say that atmospheric pollution is explained on the basis of tropospheric pollution and stratospheric pollution. So first we learn here tropospheric pollution. It is occurs due to the presence of undesirable solid or gaseous particle in the air. Just you see, undesirable solid or gaseous particle in the air. Which are they? So these particular major gaseous air pollutants and particulate pollutants present in the troposphere, they are classified in just with two ways. Okay, one is a gaseous air pollutants and another is a particulate pollutants. So this gaseous air pollutants is which one? Gaseous. It deals with gases. So oxides of, we can say, sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, then hydrogen sulfide, hydrocarbons, ozone and other oxidants. Once again, oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, hydrogen sulfide, hydrocarbons, ozone and other oxidants. Same way we can say particulate pollutants are dust, mist, fumes, smoke. Smoke is a mixture of, we can say that, smoke plus fog. It is nothing but SMO and this G. It is a we can say that smoke. Smoke plus fog. It is considered as smoke, etc. So remember this gaseous air pollutants. Which are gaseous air pollutants from the following? This way question is asked. At that time you have to remember oxides of sulfur, nitrogen, carbon, H2S, hydrocarbons, ozone and other oxidants are there. They are considered as gaseous air pollutants. And particulate pollutants are dust, mist, fumes, smoke. Okay, this is considered as particulate pollutants. So just we learn now. Switch on towards first topic, that is a gaseous air pollutants. And this gaseous air pollutants, oxides of sulfur. First one is the oxides of sulfur. Okay, and they deals with sulfur dioxide, that's why. And then we learn oxides of nitrogen. It is a NO2, NO3, that's why NO. And then we learn oxides of carbon, in which we are oxides of carbon we have to learn in two ways. First is the carbon monoxide and second is the carbon dioxide. And then we learn hydrocarbons. And from that particular point, in the next lecture, we just switch on towards global warming and acid rain, which is a very important for your examination. Remember these two particular theory, which is a very important for your examination. And this question asked in, we can say that MCQ type. They ask different type of MCQ. Okay, so in question paper, just to observe certain, we can say that topic regarding this. Take a screenshot of this. Now we switch on towards gaseous air pollutants and then oxides of sulfur. Okay. Now here, gaseous pollutants, in which first is the oxides of sulfur. Oxides of sulfur itself indicate that sulfur when reacts with oxygen. So it is the sulfur dioxide. First of all, we learn here sulfur dioxide. This oxides of sulfur produces when sulfur containing fossil fuel is burned. Fossil fuel is burned. Suppose one sulfur containing material is there, that fossil fuel if we burn, at that time this oxides of sulfur is obtained. Most common species is considered as sulfur dioxide. This sulfur dioxide is poisonous to both animals and plants. Remember, poisonous to both animals and plants. How this sulfur dioxide is dangerous or say damage towards, we can say, animals and plants? This type of question will be there. So just write poisonous to both animals and plants. Low concentration of this sulfur dioxide causes respiratory diseases according to inhalation. Okay. As for example, asthma, bronchitis, emphysema in human beings. Okay, these are all biological, we can say that terms are there: asthma, bronchitis, emphysema in human beings. Okay, and causes, we can say that this causes irritation to the eye, and due to this resulting in tears and redness. Okay. This is the effect of, we can say, sulfur dioxide. Low concentration, not high. But high concentration of this sulfur dioxide leads to stiffness of flowers. Remember, it is a very harmful towards, we can say that, plants in which flowers is there. So this stiffness of flower buds, which eventually fall from the plants, Okay, from the plants they are just once again, we can say that, released. Okay. So it's eventually fall off from the plants. This sulfur dioxide, when we uncatalyzed oxidation with respect to oxygen, here oxygen is there. So sulfur dioxide plus oxygen gas, it gives sulfur dioxide. Same way, this sulfur dioxide also, we can say, reacts with ozone and H2O2. You know this one, this acts as oxidant also. So this reacts with H2O2 and respectively produce sulfur dioxide and O2 gas, and here sulfuric acid is in an aqueous form is obtained. SO2 plus H2O2, it gives H2SO4. So this is all about, we can say, the oxides of sulfurs, which is, we can say, harmful. This sulfuric acid is also harmful. Okay, so this is all about oxides of sulfur. Take a screenshot. Now we switch on towards next, that is oxides of nitrogen. Now the oxides of nitrogen, main constituents of air. Remember this one, main constituent of air is dinitrogen and dioxygen. You know this one, oxygen which is present in 21.06% and N2 which is present in a 79%. You know this one. Do not react with each other at normal temperature. They are not react with each other at normal temperature, but at high altitudes, when lightning strikes, they combine to form oxides of nitrogen. You know this one, lightning strikes. Okay, जो बिजली होती है वो, lightning strikes, they combine to form oxides of nitrogen. So this NO2 is oxidized to nitrate. This is very important. NO2 is oxidized to nitrate ion. Nitrate ion, remember NO3 minus 1, which is washed into soil where it serves as a fertilizer. Just you see, NO2 is oxidized to NO3 minus 1 nitrate ion, which is washed into soil where it serves as a fertilizer. It is useful also. In automobile engine, just you see, in automobile engine at higher temperature, N2 gas when reacts with dioxygen gas, it gives 2 moles of NO, nitric oxide gas. And this 2 moles of nitric oxide gas directly reacts with once again oxygen, excess of oxygen gas. At that time this converted to nitrogen dioxide. Remember, this nitrogen dioxide, so rate of production of nitrogen dioxide is faster, and that's why you know that in particular we can get that region troposphere above O3 is present in a stratosphere. So this NO gas is reacts with O3 gas and it gives NO2 gas and O2 gas. So and that's why we can say NO2 gas is here obtained. This NO2 gas, the irritant red has in the traffic, and congested places is due to oxides of nitrogen. Remember this one. Higher concentration of this nitrogen dioxide damage the leaves of plants, and retard the rate of photosynthesis. This is a very because damage towards the plants. Okay, if photosynthesis is not occur at that time, we can say that they are not making their food very easily. Plants do not make their food. Okay, so NO2 is a lung irritant that can lead to an acute respiratory disease in children. Remember, acute respiratory disease in children. Toxic to living tissues also. And NO2 is also harmful to various textile fibers and metals. NO2 is also, just you remember this one, these all are questions. Higher concentration, NO2, here NO2, and traffic, okay, and congested places is due to oxides of nitrogen. So NO2 is also harmful to various textile fibers and metals. So this is all about oxides of nitrogen. Write it completely, remember it, because many times question asked. Okay, so here you have to remember main constituent of air is a dinitrogen gas and dioxygen gas, O2 gas and N2 gas. They are not react with each other. Okay, write it completely. Now we switch on towards next one, C. According to your NCERT textbook, hydrocarbons. Here C is the hydrocarbons. These hydrocarbons itself indicate that it is made up of hydrogen and carbon atom, composed of hydrogen and carbon only, formed by incomplete combustion of fuel used in the automobile. Hydrocarbons are carcinogenic. Carcinogenic means what? They cause cancer. They harm plants by causing aging, breakdown of tissues, and shedding of leaves, flowers, and twigs. You know that it's a fall down of leaves, flowers, and twigs. Okay, so it's a very because it's harmful towards plants. So these are all about here hydrocarbon. Now in the next lecture, in lecture number 2, just we switch on towards oxides of carbon and that is nothing but we can say that we have to learn here oxides of carbon. We already complete in a as we can say that which particular p block elements, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. Same here we have to write, okay, but according to we can say environmental how it is a harmful, okay. So that we have to learn later on. That we have to learn in terms of oxides of carbon. First is a carbon monoxide and second is a carbon dioxide. Then due to this we can say that carbon dioxide, we have to learn next topic which is a very important, global warming, okay, and then acid rain. So in lecture number 2 just we discuss about this particular topic. So write it completely according to your NCERT textbook. Remember certain words, certain we can say that properties, certain sentences which is important for examination. Thank you very much. Take a screenshot.